Hey everyone, Heartless here, bringing you guys another daily StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void match, and this one is going to be a PvP, and spawning in the bottom right, top right hand corner, playing for no one but himself, as our green Protoss it is Zaratustra, and this is on Dusk Towers, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner, playing as our orange Protoss, playing for Red Blood Pro. Almost had a little bit of dyslexia there. Playing for Team Red Blood Pro. Say that 10 times really quick. With a wonderful tournament win trophy, it is WPZ. Alright. Both of these players electing to go for a relatively almost identical opening. Just a little bit off on the times, but for the most part, pretty similar. One of the things I love about PvP, I know a lot of people don't like PvPs, because sometimes they can be just a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, boring at the beginning. But one of the things I absolutely love is watching how these build compositions do differ, and seeing how it's going to end up playing. And one of the things that we do see as well at the beginning of this is we're going to see double assimilator by WPZ, whereas Zaratustra only electing to go for one assimilator and not even fully saturated on his worker count. Interesting choice to not fully saturate that by Zaratustra, obviously electing to get a few more minerals. Because he is going to go ahead and drop down an early Nexus. Okay, so Zaratustra going to be opting for a little bit more of an economic opening, which could very much benefit him in the long run, depending on if WPZ, number one, scouts it, and number two, if he's going to do anything to possibly punish it. Alright, so the probe scout for WPZ, this is going to be big. Does he see the expansion for Zaratustra? He's going to come in and see that the first gate is down, that both assimilators are going, that the cybernetics core is just now finishing up, pretty much everything standard. But is he going to see? Yes. Okay, he is going to go ahead and move over here. He is going to see this natural expansion. Now, what is he going to do about it? At this point, your opponent has elected for a little bit more of an economic opening. Are you going to punish it, or are you going to try and stay on an economic ground yourself? It's really going to start separating here in a little bit, depending on whether or not he sees this. And the probe scout for Zaratustra probably going to die to this depth. Yep, the depth gets a nice little pick off. Now, not an early Twilight Council, but a Twilight Council to follow this up. Probably going to be seeing some type of blink play here in a little bit. Mothership core coming out. Do we see blink getting researched? No, we see a dark shrine. A dark shrine by WPZ. The cheese. Actually, it's not really cheesed. In PvP, Dark Templars are a very fantastic choice if your opponent does not do anything to scout it. But look at this. The robotics facility coming out. Okay. Zaratustra. Are you going to have enough game presence to get an observer first? In PvP, that is what you always do. It's observer first. That is what you want to get. If he goes observer first, he will be fine. If he does not, then there's a really good chance he is going to die to some Dark Templar. Blink coming out as well, it being researched in this. I'm not so sure if I agree with Blink, because that gas could be used on getting a second Dark Templar, but it looks like he's not going to be banking on these Dark Templars to be the game changer. And yes, he does get an observer. Good on you, Zaratustra. Very smart play. The proxy pylon going down. Warp gate should have finished up. Where did you go? Yes, warp gate has finished up. And so as soon as, just as soon as this finishes, we're going to be seeing a couple Dark Templar coming out. But the observer is there with 4 stalkers. He is going to be in a fine situation. The Dark Templar is going to get shut down, possibly even killed. Alright, and at the same time, yes, he is not banking on this as an all-in. That is why he decided to go with Blink, is because he is expanding here. Probably the better choice to stay a little bit more alive, because this is going to die horribly. Yep, there it goes. Does he die? No, he is not going to die. Alright. Zaratustra electing to finish up his Twilight Council as well. Possibly Blink play. Not exactly quite sure what he's going to go with just yet. Pumping out a couple Immortals, so it looks like we're going to see an Immortal Stalker Ball. I'd like to see him throwing a couple Disruptors as well, because Disruptors are so good, especially in a PvP when it's typical, not always, but it's typical to have that Protoss Death Ball that is so clumped together, and those disruptors just wreck so hard, especially if you get a couple of them out. Um, they can wreck Death Ball so hard, it's not even funny. All right. Blink also getting research. Yes. Okay. So it is going to be Blink Stalkers with Immortals. And a Forge coming down. I like this decision. +1 attack is so nice to have in PvP. It is one of the absolute things that will distinguish what is going to happen in those engagements. Is that Adept going to... Yeah. The Adept possibly going to live? Yes, gets away. Barely gets away. But, oh, yeah, he is going to die to this Mothership Core. Ready, and 1 shot, 2 shot, red shot, death shot. All right. I like this decision by Zaratustra to put a couple cannons, a cannon in each of his mineral lines, because it really is going to help shut down any type of Warp Prism harass as well. I mean, some more Prism harass that's coming in. Might be able to get a kill or two, but that's about it. All right, WPZ going to try and get himself back in this game with a drop in the natural expansion of Zaratustra, but that's going to get shut down because of that cannon. And then another engagement coming in here at the main base of the third. Zaratustra definitely wanting to keep that third base alive. And, that was a nice pickoff. Being able to shut down that Mothership Core. Not that Mothership Core, that Warp Prism, excuse me on that. And the Dark Templar harass gets shut down, and this army for WPZ is getting pushed back. Now, here's where Zaratustra is really going to start launching in here with production, is with his third base going down and already being ahead in the worker count, already still having a stronger army, being able to shut down that harass. It was a valiant attempt, but ultimately it proved to be a little bit... What's the word I'm looking for? Frivolous. Unfortunately. Alright, now at this point, Zaratustra what is he going to do? I think does he know about this yet? I believe he knew about this third base, and yes, he is going to shut it down. The force field, wonderful play, and WPZ can do absolutely nothing, because if he were to blink down, his Stalkers would get absolutely shredded by those Immortals. The third base goes down. He does lose an Observer for his troubles, though, but at this time, Zaratustra standing strong, 11 workers ahead. WPZ is also supply blocked at this moment because of losing that Nexus. Losing that Nexus was just so critical. Oh, the Warp Prism gets rocked. Nice little pick off for WPZ, but ultimately I don't think it's going to be enough. At this time, all of the production is getting built for Zaratustra. Along with the Robotics Bay, we are going to be seeing Disruptors. I love it. I absolutely love it. Also a Robotics Bay for WPZ, so we're going to be seeing Stalker Immortal Disruptor against Stalker Immortal Disruptor with a couple sentries and a couple of deaths. But at this point, I think I'm going to favor Zaratustra because of the +1 upgrades already being researched, the +2 on their way, a second robotics facility just finishing up now. We're going to be seeing possibly double Disruptor production. I think we're probably just going to be seeing one at a time, though. If we're not seeing double, I'm wondering why he built a second robotics facility. Oh, Immortal and... Okay, my bad. Immortal and Disruptor production. This is going to be a very precarious situation for WPZ when Zaratustra ends up moving out, because +2 is about to finish. The Disruptors that he's getting, not sure if I agree with his decision to be getting a Stargate right now. I mean, I guess an Oracle would be nice for detection and possibly doing some no, not even damage right here because of those Dark Templars showing their hand. The mineral lines are being covered. This is not going to be good for WPZ if he decides to do Oracle. Okay, it is going to be an Oracle. Use it for vision. Use it to keep tabs on the army right now. And these Disruptors are going to have to get absolutely money shots on Zaratustra's army, because right now it is so powerful. +2 is about to finish. It's going to be finishing up here in just a second. A second Disruptor joins the fray along with a bunch of Stalkers. This army for Zaratustra looks so incredibly intimidating. And taking down that pylon, and this Dark Templar trying to make its way through this army. Where is it heading to? Looks like it's going to be the fourth base, my apologies, for Zaratustra. Possibly going to get a couple kills, but yeah, that Photon Cannon warping in here is going to be able to shut that that Dark Templar down here in just a second. All right, Revelation goes down on this army, excuse me. But at this point, can WPZ do anything to hold it off? It is up to these 4 Disruptors to get the job done today. 2 Disruption Novas go down, and they get, I think, 1 Stalker. A second Disruption Nova whiffs. Here we go. The Disruptor's coming down. 1 more. Not really doing anything. These Stalkers starting to move in, and that +2 attack doing so much damage. So much damage from these Stalkers and these Immortals, and the other Disruptors come in from the back. Where there's 1 and 2 Disruption Novas. Oh my goodness! Doing so much damage, and WPZ has left the game. Wow. GG to Zaratustra. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why I absolutely love PvP. One of my absolute favorite matchups. Very well played by Zaratustra and WPZ as well. That was a very valiant effort. But unfortunately, when those 2 Disruption Novas whiffed because of that blink, I mean, that was a money blink, because those Disruption Novas were about to hit, and if they had, that Stalker Ball would have been severely dwindled, and WPZ might have been able to hold off on it. But unfortunately, for WPZ, Zaratustra was right on the money with his blink micro. Fantastic game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the PvP. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Please remember to follow me on Twitter, on Twitch, and on Facebook as well. And as always, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.